Coach?
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Thanks, everyone, for being here today, and obviously an amazing partnership with our great friends at Levy, and hopefully you got a great experience with lunch. Mr. Cat, looks like you're enjoying it still, so I'll make my remarks long so you can finish up your lunch, but we're just so fired up to be partners, and obviously thanks for them opening up the restaurant here today. It's a special place, so I hope everybody enjoys their lunch. Kickoff of NFL football tonight, and know we've got 4 guys that are going to be on the field is something that is obviously very exciting, and we're really proud of. You know, to have 11 guys active on rosters with Austin with the Saints, Garrett with the Giants, JJ with the Chargers, Joseph with the Broncos, the Packers with Lancaster, Lowry, and Vitale. Really fired up for Fadio Denebo with the Vikings, and our oldest statesman, Sherrick McManus, with the Bears, and his illustrious career that he's had. Trevor with the Jets, and Anthony obviously with the Colts. Hopefully Ibrahim will get healthy. I know he's on the PUP squad with the Packers, and then our 3 guys in the P squad with Clayton, Nate, and Blake. So, you know, really fired up for those guys, really proud of those guys, and not surprised they all made rosters. Hopefully our other guys will get some opportunities here. I know some of the other guys had really good camps. So we got back on the field today. We took Monday off as a program, kind of weird. It's, I think, the first time in my 20-plus years of coaching to have Labor Day off, but with the early bye, gave everybody a chance to kind of recover and get a step away from the building for a day, and then we hit the road recruiting Tuesday, Wednesday. Got back on the field today. We'll be on the field tomorrow. Give the guys off Saturday, and then we're into our normal game week routine again on Sunday. So kind of been our thought process all along to make sure we get the work in we need to do to improve, but at the same time, it's a long season, and to have an early bye is a little bit unique. So with that, how about some questions that I can answer?
Can you update us on TJ?
Yeah, TJ had surgery yesterday, and he'll unfortunately be out for the year.
What was it?
His foot.
Broken foot.
Yeah, I mean, he was running around today. We'll see. You know, we'll get our injury report on him and Trey next Thursday, but both those guys are feeling much better. So bye came in a good time for them, but we'll see how things play out.
Moving forward, obviously, Hunter,
Yeah.
especially now without, I don't want to say safety net, but without
Sure.
one proven guy now, so two, I mean, what's kind of your philosophy for you guys manage everything coming out of the season?
Well, you know, first of all, I'm really proud of the way he improved throughout the game. You know, here's a guy that really hadn't played in significant minutes in 3 years, right, or 2+ years, I should say. And to get out there and the way he responded in the fourth quarter, I'm really proud of him. I thought he gave us a chance to win, and I think he's going to really learn and grow from it. I talked to Clayton at length the other day, congratulating him on the opportunity with the Cowboys, and we just talked about some things, and it was kind of like going back through memory lane for me. You know, with kind of what we're going through with Hunter right now. So he's going to get better. I mean, he's an outstanding football player and a terrific guy. And like I said, I thought he gave us a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter, and he's going to build off of that. He had a really good practice today. So that's how we'll manage it. We'll move forward. You know, Jason, we moved him back from superback to quarterback. And then, you know, Andrew and Aiden are ready to rock. So like I told you guys before we started last week, I really feel like that room had a great camp. You know, we had some plays that we left out there collectively. I mean, I think everybody on the roster could say that, not just the quarterback, but, you know, it's definitely a lot of room for improvement there.
Who is your number 2 now?
It would be Andrew or Aiden.
Andrew. Can Hunter now benefit from getting all the reps for the ones?
I mean, he got all the reps with the ones throughout camp. I mean, him and TJ got all the reps. So, I mean, sure. I mean, no doubt. I mean, he's going to get the same type of reps he would get if Andrew or Aiden are getting the reps to get ready for a game regardless.
Well, he shared them with TJ all spring and fall.
Well, training camp, we went into, like I said, 2.5 weeks prior to the opener, just like we've done with every other quarterback situation where our one gets, if there's 10 plays in a block, you know, probably 6 or 7, depending on what we're doing, and then the guy who's the backup would get 4. It's kind of the same routine we did.
Is there any chance that Hunter also benefits now, knowing that it's his job? TJ's not there, he's the clear cut.
Sure.
You expect to see it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the kid played in his first game. I mean, it's sunny. The sky's not falling. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful to you guys, but, I mean, we're in a one-score game with a first-time starting quarterback on the road against a top 25 team who's got a lot of room for improvement, and he will. I'm excited about it. I mean, we got a lot of football left ahead of us. We played a really good football team. We got the ball across the 50 with 4 minutes to go. Made a big mistake down the stretch, and we didn't get off the field on third down on a couple of plays. So we're right there. We got a chance to be, I think, an outstanding football team, and I think he's got an outstanding future ahead of him. So he's just got to keep getting better.
Do you see parallels with Clayton? And without, I'm sure you don't want to share too much of the conversation, but maybe how is he able to help, and how can you all help Hunter based on what you're talking
Yeah, I think experience, you know. I just hope and pray that he's not listening to anybody who's being negative about him. Because I would love to have those people flip roles with Hunter. And then I'd like to see how they would do. You know, he's a freshman quarterback. I know he's in his, meaning freshman quarterback in our system. And that's how he played. He played like a guy that went out there for the first time after about the third series. I was like, how you doing? His eyes are big. I said, cool, good, grip it and rip it, let's go, man. And I was really proud of the way he played in the fourth quarter. So he's going to get a lot better. Our offense is going to get better. We can't drop the ball. We got to help him. I mean, there were guys wide open that dropped the ball. So a lot of room for improvement offensively. There's no doubt about that.
about. Do you feel like Berkeley got hit on that first interception?
Yeah, it's bang-bang play. Yeah, it's bang-bang play. We got to make that play.
Coach in training camp, there wasn't a lot of hitting. Obviously, the defense needs to come back this game. Have you given any consideration to making practice physical?
I'm curious that practices weren't physical.
In terms of no tackling.
Oh, we tackle every day. I disagree with what you're saying. I mean, we tackle every day. I mean, do you mean we didn't go live every day? Well, we have some control drills that we do live every day. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But do we go live every period of every day? If it was 1995, I would. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's 2019, brother. You know, I thought our defense was outstanding. I mean, their conditioning was outstanding. I mean, they were on the field way too long. A lot of it was self-inflicted. We gave up we gave up a bunch of yards on 0-yard throws that we missed tackles out on the perimeter. So if I should go live for that, I guess, okay, yeah, I'm gonna tear up my practice plan. Never do it again. No, I mean, our team came out healthy and safe out of training camp. We practiced tackling every day from January all the way through. You know, some guys missed some tackles. I mean, you look at the game Travis had, I think he had 13 tackles by our account. I think he missed 28. I mean, he would have been like All-American in one game if he would have made all those tackles. So, and he's a guy we trust implicitly. He just, missed a few tackles. It happens. It's not unique. It's the lost art in football. But those guys are being aggressive. I thought our defense, again, if we couple the tips, we pick it off, we get a couple more third down stops, it would have been a dominant performance. I mean, they played really, really well.
Those guys were much more harsh on their own performance than you are. Like,
Good.
My first question was, you guys did your job, and they both totally disagreed.
Good.
They didn't.
Good. They should. I hope they are. Yeah, I hope they are. I mean, they're players. They're going to be much more critical than I am because I'm looking at the 30,000 square foot picture. I'm up here, and guys are going to miss tackles. We got to get more population to the ball. And then those plays on the perimeter, we got to be smart. You got to know, defenses understand and know where your help is. And when Galley misses the one tackle, we're supposed to have a defensive end in the flat, but we got a miscommunication. The defensive end doesn't drop, so he's got to cover 2/3 of the field. So that's bad coaching. We got to get that executed. So it is what it is. It's the opener. We were down 3 with the ball across the 50 with a chance to win, and we made some mistakes. So we can't make those mistakes. We just got to coach better and play cleaner. And I know the guys will. They worked their butts off today, and morale's high. We think we're a pretty damn good football team, and I would agree with the guys. I think they are. They've just got to keep working and keep getting better, and typically we win that game. I think the confidence was very high on the sideline that we were going to win the game, and we faced as much or probably more adversity than anybody else in the Big Ten in the opener, and I thought our guys responded.
You mean just because of the opponent and the road?
Yeah, everything. I mean, we lost a quarterback in the middle of the game. We had our tailback go down. We had a corner go down. Captain, I mean, you want me to keep going? 88 degrees. Our guys battled their ass off. I mean, we just ended up a little bit short. I'm incredibly disappointed, but again, I mean, if people are being overly negative, man, I need to get them some medicine, Paul. I need to help some people. Whew, that was a hell of a football game. We just ended up a little bit short.
It's not right. You said this is a 1995 A-Mark. I guess it's maybe 2005, whatever you became a coach.
Yeah.
How much has live practices changed or increased over that time? I mean, you know,
Yeah, well, let's start on the NFL. Yeah.
around the country, especially tackles. So it's like, just how.
Yeah, and we only have 1 week.
Right.
I mean, you got 1 week of a data set. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to overly react. I do think it's a lost art in football across the board. I mean, you're going to see. I watched a little bit of some preseason games, and that's really bad. That's bad ball. We don't even get preseason games, and so I thought our guys, you know, for the first time being out there and being in a tough situation, I thought they were slightly above average. That's why I'm encouraged that I think we can be a lot better, and I know the guys will work to get there, especially with our tackling. I mean, we start every practice with it. We do it every single day. But from 2005 to now, I mean, it's night and day. I mean, look at the CBA and the NFL. I mean, they don't even have pads on in practice. So, you know, it's one of those situations where the game is what it is. I mean, it's a little skewed offensively, just a little bit. I'm not going to go into my other feelings on it. I'll become another YouTube sensation.
Just staying on the topic, I'd be curious, when you say night and day, can you quantify that for us? Like, how much tackling, how much live tackling is done 15 years ago compared to then? I'm curious.
Oh, I don't know. You talking about in practice? In camp?
Well, when you were saying night and day, you meant?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I mean, if a kid goes into a concussion protocol, that's a minimum week. It's a minimum of a week based on the last symptom. So you're really working diligently to manage and keep your guys healthy and safe. It's a fundamental technique thing. I mean, if you look at AJ's missed tackles, he ducked his head, he lunged, he was out of control, right? Simple thing that can be fixed. Same thing with Travis. Ducked his head, lunged, out of control. Galley overran the ball on the one because he had 2/3 of the field and he turned it back to the defense because we had a mental mistake, and the other one didn't play to his help. Travis was right outside of him. All things that can be fixed. Those are probably the 3 guys that you'd probably highlight the most that missed tackles. And other guys did, but the cavalry's right around them, right? So I don't get overly upset unless there continues to be a theme. But as long as our guys can continue to be aggressive in attack, I'll be fine with it.
What did you tell Ernest, and now that you've seen that play, there was a raging debate at the press conference after the game Saturday.
There was a raging debate between you guys and the Stanford media. Let's be very clear. I thought I was going to get ready to have over the top and get you guys to arm wrestle. I was pretty fired up, man. I was excited. I was just going to stand away and let you guys go at it. That was the most excited I was in a post-game press conference in a long time after a loss.
And would you mind giving me your opinion, since yours is more valuable?
I've only watched the TV copy, and we have the from behind our defense. So obviously, like I told Ernest on the boundary, he's got to be smarter than that against a quarterback that we knew was a habitual slider. He always slides. So we knew that. He had done it at least, I think, twice earlier in the game. So young players got to be smarter than that. Ernest Brown is an outstanding football player and a terrific guy that tried to make a football play and should have been fractionally higher, I guess, in his miss of the quarterback. I mean, we're talking about fractions right here. He went above the guy. I think it looked like somebody told me his arm hit him. I mean, it's a bang-bang play, and there was no malicious intent. He's an outstanding guy and an outstanding player, and I've 1,000,000% got his back, and that's why I told him you got to learn from the play. You can't have that happen. He was incredibly apologetic. We talked about our policy if a guy ends up going into the targeting protocol and gets ejected, what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. And then when he didn't go to review, I looked at him and I said, I guess you get to live to fight another day. And he goes, I'll never do that again. And I said, I believe you. So it's pretty just matter of fact, just coaching a young player. So he's very regretful.
What are your thoughts on the change that football team is improved a little bit?
Only if you work at it. I mean, really, I've said it a bunch, but you got to put the work in to get better. I think a lot of guys learned. I mean, you look at the young guys especially on our offense. We've got a lot of young pups playing, and I'm excited about them. They've just got to keep grinding and get better. We've got to be more consistent blocking at the point of attack. We obviously have to finish blocks and finish runs. We've got to be able to be more accurate with our throws, be smarter with some of our decisions where we put the ball, throwing it. We got to catch it cleaner. We cannot tip the ball, especially over the middle of the field. There's a lot of things that obviously we work on and we coach, and we've just got to keep doing it better and better. So, but most teams do if they learn from what they experienced in the opener and then the work they put in to fix those things. So, I mean, I got in the car after practice today and showered up and got, out of shorts and all that, and there's still like 50 guys out on the field after practice was over putting work in. So, I love the group. I mean, I love this team. Some guys got to grow up a little faster. I've said it in the past. I mean, guys that get a chance to grow up on the practice field, you guys don't see the mistakes. Guys that have to grow up on the game field, there's going to be some mistakes made, and they've just got to learn from it and have a short memory and go back and play hard. So, I think about a guy like AJ. I mean, he gets thrown in the fire. He goes into the game thinking he's going to play nickel, and all of a sudden now he's starting a corner. He's got to step up, and I know he will.
What do you make of the surge of guys in the NFL?
Well, number one, I think they've worked so hard. I mean, that group of guys, I could go back through a story on all of them, Teddy going back to high school. And, we want to recruit guys, number one, to fit our program. And that's guys that want to get a great degree from a great school, be prepared for life, and have aspirations to be the best player they can possibly be. And that's lead us to championships when they're here and want to be Sunday players. They have to be obsessed with that. And that's kind of our goal in recruiting, is to find that kind of DNA. Yeah, they got to have the transcript and the tape and all that. But, that type of DNA makeup is a special guy. And I think we've done a better job every year, hopefully getting better and better talent. And it's shown on the field. I mean, we got 36 wins over 4 years in a game. I mean, it's 14, 15 guys in the league right now. I mean, it's not happening by accident. And what kind of sometimes frustrates me is like our guys don't get the credit while they're here. I mean, Justin Jackson, again, for everybody's recollection, was the third all-time leading rusher in Big Ten history. Like, I don't know, let that stew for a minute. And everybody's shocked that he's having a great NFL career outside of our program, outside of everyone that covers us. I mean, so I don't know. It just is what it is, I guess, from that standpoint. None of us in our program are surprised. And those guys go in and they're from day one are pros, high character. They show up to the facility early. They go to treatments. They show up to meetings ready with an iPad charged. They're not late to the bus. There's more guys that are talented that mess it up on Sunday because of character flaws than guys that have great character that mess it up because they're not good enough.
You guys are almost always underdrafted.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is. It's going to start changing as our guys continue to go on and have great careers. And, Sherrick is, our eldest statesman. And here's a guy that was undervalued, I think, nationally when he was here. He goes out as a freshman, goes against Ted Ginn Jr., right? Remember that game, his first start, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And he's just been as consistent of a player for the Bears as they've had of anybody. And I'm sure they want to draft a younger guy and a cheaper guy, and he just keeps doing it right. So we're proud of him. I mean, he's the best. Fired up for him. Look forward to the picture after the game when those guys all get in a picture post-game, and go Bears.
So where do your loyalties lie to that coach?
Regarding?
You got guys
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, I hope all four guys play their tails off and have awesome games and the Bears win. I mean, there's no sugarcoating that with me. No, I mean, 1985, I'm 10 years old, the Bears won a Super Bowl. I mean, that's why I'm where I'm at today. I wouldn't be here. I fell in love with the game that year. Not that I didn't love it 8, 9, but at 10 years old, man, that was the tipping point in my life for the love of the game. And so I hope that place is freaking rocking tonight. I love Murph and, fired up for him and the pack and all that. But no, you cut me open outside of purple and white, man. I'm a Bear fan. So there's no doubt about that.
What was it like to be courted by the Packers?
I don't know what that means. I was, so we'll leave it at that.
You mentioned the out of normal, having Labor Day off.
Yeah.
How can the team take advantage of sort of a unique schedule we have to buy games?
Well, I think especially after a tough game, I mean, that was a tough trip. We didn't get home till 2:30 in the morning. 88-degree day. I mean, the guys should be tired, and I think when we scheduled this year's schedule, however many years ago, we had an option of having a game this week or a bye. And Jim and I chose to have the bye for this specific reason, knowing the trip would be hard. We anticipated a night game. We got an afternoon game. So it was kind of by design to be able to give them a chance, especially on Monday and Tuesday, to get away, recharge mentally, recharge physically, and now really truly get into a game week routine. So this is kind of what we do on our bye. We usually give the guys Monday, Tuesday off. Wednesday, the D squad, the developmental guys, the young guys don't play practice. Older guys lift, flex, do some running stuff, and then Thursday, Friday we practice. That's our typical routine. So.
How's Jason adjusting to now when it comes to the back, now back to quarterback?
I told him I didn't want him to be a ping pong ball, and I'm not sure this is the last time he'll be in this side of the court, so to speak. So I really liked what he was doing at Superback. I know Bob Hefner did too. We'll see as we progress. I can't talk about a quarterback that we have committed, but we have one coming. I want to get Jason on the field. He's too athletic to be watching. But as always, the same thing when I went to him and said, I want to move you to Superback. Here's why. When we can't, he goes, I figured you were going to call me in, so whatever you need. I mean, it's our guys, man. And Jason's one of those guys. He'll do whatever. He's a great teammate, and he was slinging it around today. Like he said, it's not like you moved me to kicker. I mean, I was still on offense, so he knows what's going on. So we'll see. But he'll get a bunch of reps on the scout field. As Aiden and Andrew get a bunch of reps with the twos. So he'll get a lot of reps and he'll get better at it.
Is there a thought of TJ returning?
Yeah, you meaning? Yeah, I mean, we'll cross all those bridges down the road. Right now, our number one priority is to have him, after anybody has any surgery, it's pain management and get through the first few days and first few weeks, and then we'll get going on the rehab process. And, the Stanford folks and our doctors and Jim and everybody involved were unbelievable, taking care of TJ out there in Palo Alto. And so thankful for the Stanford folks and everything that they did. And so, we'll just work through this. It's a process anytime there's a major injury. So I would say all those things are probably too premature to discuss, but we'll do anything we can to support him. No, he flew back the next day. Yeah, we wanted to make sure from just a swelling standpoint that everything was safe and sound. So our head team physician, Jeff Mianis, stayed out in Palo Alto with him and his family, and then they flew back on Monday. Yeah.
Can I ask one quick question? What case you have your eye on over there?
Yeah, I heard there's a breaded steak sandwich. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah, that's kind of right up my alley. How was it, Mr. Cat?
I had a Beyond
That's awesome. I don't even know what that means, but I trust you. Yeah, no. I'm more of a meat guy.
Any other questions, guys? All right.
Thanks a lot for being here. We'll see you all next week, okay? Have a great weekend. Go Cats.
back here.